This is the Escape Podcast for Star Wars The Old Republic. This week, we get into 5.10.2, while just about half hour east of me, as the crow flies, Star Wars Celebration is starting up, so we'll talk a little bit about that too. This broadcast aspect is EPC 287. And playing alongside me somewhere here is Seema. Hi, Seema. How's it going?
It's going okay, although I just hit a couple of the famous invisible walls trying to get the last 20 feet over here. So, yes, we're recording on a Thursday night, a patch day, and there is a little bit of lag here where we are on Alderaan.
Yes, there is just a little bit.
But let's see. Speaking of SWTOR, let's see, on Tuesday night we had our MFN, Mandatory Fun Night here in SWTOR. We did world bosses in pursuit of the vehicle, those vehicle quests. So we were on Hoth and we did the world bosses there, and we would have gone to Belsavis, but we couldn't find one. We couldn't find the world boss up on any instance, and he was being camped because it was also a conquest target. So on a Tuesday night, that's rough to find a conquest target boss, world boss that's up.
Right.
So we went to Yavin 4 and did some rampage. And all in all, it was a fun evening. We are, let's see. Yeah. Oh, we're on pub side for conquest, but I we went for medium this week, and I think we might be a little challenged to get it because this is also the week, as you mentioned, of Star Wars Celebration.
Yes, it is. And we have a good number of usual suspects from the guild that are actually attending, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's one reason why we're starting a little bit early tonight, because our normal ops team did not run tonight because a couple are at Celebration. And Max, you're going to be there soon.
I will
like
be.
Tomorrow.
Yes, I will show up there tomorrow. I probably could have stopped down there this afternoon or whatever as well, but no, I'm scheduled to get in there tomorrow, and then I'm staying downtown the next couple nights, so it should be pretty cool.
We are getting intelligence from the front that it's very crowded.
Yeah, we are getting that news, which I'm not all that happy to hear just yet. I'm not a big fan of crowds, but I'm sure there'll still be lots of cool things to catch on the periphery and hang out with the. Well, we'll talk a little bit about it when it comes up. In fact, we've got some notes on what's going on there in the SWTOR community in particular. This week, I have been prepping a little bit for Star Wars Celebration because we are having a little bit of a guild meetup. I wanted to get things ready for that. I've been getting work ready, trying to finish up a bunch of stuff, so my schedule was relatively clear. I'm going to take a couple days off here. The kids are coming in. My son's going to come and hang out. My daughter's coming up from college. She's going to come hang out for a couple days, and we're going to have a good time. And that seems like it's relatively set. In game, I've still been doing all of the usual things. So mostly, I've been not in game all that much this week. But when I have, I know I've been seeing a few people that are old players returning. I wonder if Star Wars Celebration is getting everybody in the Star Wars mood. Talk of the new movies, all that kind of stuff is coming up. We're getting some people coming back, which is pretty cool. And continuing to get new people joining the guild. So hello to everyone new to AIE. That is pretty awesome to have you with us. So that's all I've been doing. Let's talk about some actual news, because we got quite a bit again this week.
Now, an Imperial News Network report.
So first up, I think like 10 minutes after we recorded the podcast last week, the Dantooine incursion was announced. So we were sort of being quiet about it until we heard that it was official. The news sort of broke across everything. I think that the day or 2 days after we did our show last week. And what it sounds like is 5.10.3 is going to include the planet Dantooine. The planet Dantooine is going to be focused around what they're calling an event, which sounds pretty interesting to me. So we've been asking for quite a while to have another event added into the rotation. We've got Bounty Contract, we've got Gree, we've got Zarakul. There's not all that many of them, and they rotate back and forth. They're keeping a good rotation of them up. So there's once every couple weeks, there's always some sort of event going on, which is fine. But it's been years since we got another event added to the game, and it sounds like this is going to be a new one that'll be part of the rotation.
Yep, and it'll make the cycle a little bit longer, so that'll breathe some life into the other ones as well.
Right, which will be interesting. So I'm wondering, as many people are, what that's going to do to the having it's. They said they're going to be adding the planet of Dantooine in. So I don't know if the planet's going to be added in as a place we can visit, and the event will only show up once in a while, or if the planet is only accessible during the event. It sounds like we will get more about this pretty soon. Both getting it on the PTS, and they'll be talking about it pretty soon. And when will they be talking about it, Seema?
They're going to be talking about it in a live stream next week. So that was a live stream that was meant to take place last week, but they had some technical difficulties, I think a power outage, and they had to reschedule till after Star Wars Celebration.
Right. I thought it was a little bit pushing it. I even thought it was pushing it for them to put the 5.10.2 out today, which is Thursday, which is the start of Celebration, because at least part of their staff was probably on the way. I know Keith is supposed to be in town, and Charles and Eric. Not Dan, though. Dan is not going to be out here, so maybe that's part of what he's back there doing, is holding down the fort while they're releasing content. Poor Dan. But yeah, I thought 5.10.2 might have gotten held back because they were pushing it too close to Star Wars Celebration. But they did get that out. But it's reasonable, I think, for them to be pushing off that live stream.
Yeah, and I think it sounds like they have a couple of milestones they want to accomplish in the month of April, so that would make them reluctant to push this one out.
True. Exactly. I think you're right. If they want to get, well, I think they're going to have some interesting things to talk about with Star Wars Celebration. Yeah. They wanted to kick off the bonus XP thing next week and make that part of the ongoing celebration. I think they need to get that. They need to get Dantooine up on the PTS as part of a fun thing that's happening, and then do this podcast, do the live stream to talk about it, and also talk about Star Wars Celebration and anything they're going to be hopefully announcing at Star Wars Celebration beyond this. And just talking about that, I know we didn't. I think there's been a little speculation, and I know you, Seema, were a little bit worried. Are they not going to have anything to announce when they do get to Star Wars Celebration? Is it just going to be Dantooine? And since they already announced 5.10.3 and Dantooine, and that this is going to be a thing, that makes me think that yes, there is more that they have in their back pocket, because I don't think they would have pre-announced it.
I think they pretty much said that there was going to be more at this point. But I was worried. I was shaking in my boots.
Now my expectations are super high, and I'm just chomping at the bit. They're gonna, you're gonna be so surprised at all the things they announce, and by that I mean new stuff in the Cartel Market. No,
you do not mean that.
I do not mean that. Also in the dev tracker, we are continuing to get updates from Mike Bradley. Mike Bradley is going ham on the news about what's up with Wind Traders and the action that they're taking, and et cetera, et cetera. He posted another post that said, here's specific action that we're taking on another set of accounts. Also clarified some different types of activities that get action taken against it, botting and harassment versus exploits. And if you notice some of the things, and then he had also called out this commentary around defrauding customer support. Okay, that's bad. Okay, fraud is bad. Okay, do we need people to say that? I think it could be illegal.
Yes, if you use the word fraud, but I think people kind of think if you can get away with it, then it's fine.
Which is not true.
That's not true. It's not true in life, and it's not true in video games either.
I burned my house down to see if my insurance company would pay for it. If I can get away with it, then it's perfectly fine. Nope, that is not true. That is not the way that works. Not at all. And
No, I guess
defrauding customer support.
yes, you're right. You're right. That's a extreme example, but it is an analogy.
It
I
is.
will grant it.
It is
You may
an
proceed.
analogy. You have gotten that far. Do not defraud my analogy capabilities. Anyway, in here he specified, hey, we banned 10 accounts completely, entirely banned. That sounds like they were permabanned, and another 10 accounts have been given lengthy suspensions, and a handful of others have been given suspensions and PvP rating and token wipes. Seema and I were brainstorming a little bit about this before the show. What I expect was if you do things like you harass people or you try to defraud customer support, maybe they'll give you a suspension. But if you're cheating in PvP, that's when you get both the suspension and that PvP rating and token wipe kind of reset stuff going on.
Right. I think that's way more understandable than, some PvP cheaters get banned and some of them get banned and reset. I think it's different infractions entirely,
Right.
like you said.
Right, exactly. What else? Oh, this next thing is pretty interesting.
Yeah, what is the next one?
SWTOR.
Oh yeah. Yeah, SWTOR. So, Dan, I'm pretty sure it's Dan, has posted that he's starting a new sort of bi-weekly article about the content creators of SWTOR, starting with the fabulous SWTORista. So there's a nice interview with her, how she got into the game, how she got into content creating. I mean, it's a really good read, and also, SWTORista is just a a good resource and a good person and a fantastic addition to our little community. In fact, speaking of Star Wars Celebration, which is going on this week, she's there, and she and a bunch of other people are streaming from there, so it's worth checking out.
She is doing some amazing stuff as part of that too. So she's been working on this for literally half a year, and
Yeah.
putting together the SWTOR fan community booth. She did the work to apply to LucasArts and whoever the organizers of Star Wars Celebration are to get accepted. She put a volunteer schedule together. She put a schedule of now there's some streaming, which we're not going to be streaming for there because I'm going to be in and out, and we're going to do a podcast now, and we're going to do a podcast right after. So I figured let's save the streaming spots for some of the other groups, but a lot of the regular usual suspects like Kogas and Kid Lee and a few others, Lady Ran. There's a bunch of streams that are going to be going on. Working Class Nerds, Friday night, 7 p.m. Central. Going to be part of the Kogas stream, so you can check that out. But yeah, this is really cool. So SWTORFanCommunity.com has everything that she's put together for this, plus the ability to be looking up guilds, and she's going to be running this while you're at the booth. If you wanted to find a SWTOR guild to go join, you can look up, are there any cool guilds here, like any kind of Republic and Imperial, both faction cool guilds that do lots of cool things. I don't see our names showing up at the top. She's got hundreds in here. But oh no, there we are. We showed up on the first page. Alea Eacta Est. Really cool guild. You should check that one out if you're looking.
And just having the booth at Star Wars Celebration means that, or the table means that, just regular Star Wars fans who may not know, even what an MMO is, might walk by and see that and go, oh, here's a fan community I should join. And then they find out afterwards, oh, wait, it's a game. Oh, wait, now I'm addicted to it.
Right. It's entirely warranted that they sort of gave SWTORista the recognition that she's getting, because she is a huge part of the fan community. She's a stellar part of
She
that, and
does so much work.
so worth it for BioWare to base. They should be paying her, really.
Yeah, they
This is what
should
it comes down
saint
to.
her.
They should do something. Yes, they should build a statue to her in the game.
Yes.
Also in the news, there was a comment, a question. Hey, is
She should be an ops boss.
she should that would be great. SWTOR ops boss. That would be really, really cool. So here they in the forums, people started asking, "Hey, is Keith still around? Is Keith still a thing?" And the answer is yes. Keith has been quite busy, as you can imagine, in the lead up to Celebration. Eric did pop into the thread and did reply that yes, Keith is still full steam ahead working on this stuff, and you will hear from him at Star Wars Celebration Cantina. I will be there in the room on Saturday night for Star Wars Celebration Cantina, at least for part of it. I don't know if I'm going to be there for all of it, unfortunately. I got a little bit of an issue there, but because my youngest is not all the way to 18, and you need to be 18 to get in and show ID in theory. She's just a few months before 18, so I'm neither.
Can't she just sit outside on the curb?
Exactly. That's the kind of dad I am. Sit here and don't move, kid. Here's a pack of cigarettes. Don't smoke them all at once. Yeah. But hopefully we'll hear and get a little bit of that streamed and hear from Keith, and hopefully Keith will be telling us really awesome things, like what's up in the cartel market in the next couple months. The cartel roadmap that we've all been waiting for. Speaking of the cartel market, Seema, what is up there?
There's some weird, wild stuff in the cartel market. I think that's actually a phrase from Max, but I think it refers to a couple things. One is a Sovereign Executioner bundle, which is an armor set. It is freaking awesome looking.
Yeah.
So Sovereign Executioner. Look, when you get in game next, check it out. And then we were also playing around with previewing the weapon tuning.
Yeah, the Executioner Lightning weapon
Execution tuning. Lightning, right, weapon tuning. And it also looks pretty awesome. I mean, yeah, they go for a lot of cartel coins, but it's something for the, I mean, there's a lot of design in this armor set.
Right.
And there's a lot of sparkling stuff, which I like. A lot of electricity zapping and things going on and off. And
yeah, you're right.
And or as they say, animation.
A lot of sparkly things. Yes. This is weird though. I mean, not in a bad way. A lot of people are really getting a kick out of it. But I don't know what this weapon is. I don't know what the things coming out of the back are, and then there's all this lightning coming out of your back. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but whatever.
I don't know what it is,
on.
but I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
Remember when the Gree armor was all that because it had the little animated bars on part of the armor?
Right, just the tiny little bit of light that would show.
Yeah, look how far we've come.
Right. So we'll preview a little bit of this. I will preview the Executioner Lightning weapon tuning shortly once we get into showing off what's in 5.10.2. But let's finish up our news discussion with some of the things that are going on with our guild. As I said, Star Wars Celebration has started. I have my fam's passes there, as they're all ready for us to go. Do I have to? Does anyone in the chat room know that I got my little passes, right? But I didn't get lanyards for them. Are you supposed to supply your own lanyard, or do they give you one when you get there, or how does that work?
BYOL.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can get my hands on some lanyards pretty easily.
Anybody with a job probably could.
I got a guy who could give me some lanyards. They fell off a truck.
Oh, Corley says they have lanyards at the door.
Oh, they have lanyards.
Do you have to stand in line for the lanyards? Is there a lanyard line?
Are they cool lanyards, or should I bring my own lanyard? Because are they crappy lanyards? I'll have to check. Maybe I'll have some lanyards in reserve if I don't like their lanyards.
Some reserve lanyards, you know.
I have I got a source for some lanyards. Okay, well, good to know that Corley's going to post a pic in Discord of the lanyard situation. Good, so I'll get that worked out, and then so I got these passes, right? I've got passes, and there was a lottery system for the big keynote, for the 4 big keynotes, one each of the days. So I put all me and the fam in every single one of those drawings. RNG, rolled the dice, main room, secondary room. What did I get? Nothing. I had a big bag, jack squat. And I didn't even get, I posted this on Twitter, I didn't even get a relic of Primeval Fate Sealer, which that's what really disappoints me. We didn't get into the panels. That's, I didn't expect to get into very many of the panels. I kind of didn't expect to get into 0 of the panels on a 5-day pass, but that happens. Given the fact that I got into 0 panels, though, they could have kicked me a code for a relic of Primeval Fate Stealer. I think that would have been nice, though.
Yeah, because you're building your collection of those.
Yes, I'm up to 7. I haven't finished mine. I haven't opened my boxes for this week, so I'm hoping to get another 1 or 2 this week. We'll see how that goes.
Max has gotten to the point where he's a little bit disappointed if he doesn't get a relic of the Primeval Fate Stealer.
Now that's all I'm going for. And then you already started talking about the SWTOR deal.
But basically, I mean, I guess the details are that she does have a table. If you're at Star Wars Celebration, stop by there. We already talked a bit about what she's doing there, and you could have your picture taken.
Really?
Well, I mean, if you have a camera.
You could take your own picture.
Right. Yes.
Sounds good.
But that's cool. I mean, she's got a big banner up there with Jace, Malcolm, and
Yep.
I think all the Star Wars world should know about SWTOR, so
yeah.
Now they will.
So SWTORFanCommunity.com and then SWTOR_community on Twitter. So at SWTOR_community. You can look at the feed. She's already got some pictures up there on the feed of people coming by the booth. She's got pictures of the booth itself. She's got pictures in here. This looks like, I'm pretty sure this is Zen's lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
So,
and then she has it posted to the stream schedule. So we were talking about that earlier too.
Definitely check this out. This, another community thing. Zen, one of our officers, had this Satele Shan model lightsaber custom made, and Lightsaber Labs, Zimmer Lightsaber Labs, who did it, as the custom lightsaber was built and assembled and then completed, you can go on the Zimmer Lightsaber Labs feed on YouTube and see the video that the lightsaber builder made specifically for Zen and this lightsaber. And he says, and he sort of breaks it down and shows all the features and says and talks to Zen on the feed just for this one build, which is awesome. And I guess this lightsaber builder does this for for most of his clients, but I just thought that was so cool.
That is cool, and it's a very cool lightsaber.
Very cool lightsaber. The blade effects are, I didn't even know that the you could get. I thought, I don't know. It goes much further than I had expected. The effects that are possible, the different colors that are all built into the single blade and the single board that's in the sabers these days, and this saber itself is just so cool. Being the saber staff from Satele Shan. It's just amazing. So if you're at Star Wars Celebration, track Zen down, and you can see this in person, I bet. Like at the AIE meetup on Friday night, tomorrow night. If you are in AIE, check out our Discord and the events channel. I've got some details there. Not a ton of space, but we'll take anybody. And if it just gets too crowded, we're just going to go down either the hotel lobby there or go up the street. There's a couple bars I know in the area that would be cool to go visit. So that will be cool. And then the guild will continue. Mega is coming April 19th, and it's entitled Osis Takeover. So I bet you know it's going to go down there. Marcus will have that ready and rocking a week from tomorrow, and we can all,
Yep.
or a week from Saturday. A week from Saturday, it looks like, and we can all do an Osis mega night, and maybe get some big kills of the queens, big kills of the world
The
bosses,
19th
and
is
that kind of thing.
a Friday.
Is it? I can't
Yeah.
maths real good. I has the dumb in my head. I caught a case of the dumb. So Friday the 19th, 8 p.m. Central. Be there. AIE Guild, OSIS, Jedi Covenant. Anyone can join up for our monthly epic guild activities. We'll just get a whole crew out there and probably be killing world bosses more than anything else, and then just taking over the galaxy. So that is that. Seema, do you want to do the honors?
I do. Shout out to the chat room. Thank you guys for being here, for helping us with sound checks in the beginning, and for not losing patience with us with our pre-show babble, which is not that different from our during the show babble. But yeah, thank you guys. You're the best.
Yes, you are the best, and we will catch up with you after the show a little bit too. And if anyone's in town, like Corley in the chat room is, Corley, I will be catching up with you in person tomorrow night, which is super awesome. I'm excited about that, hanging out with Corley. With that, let's talk about a little bit of a couple, haven't done this one in a while, a couple changes to the game.
Game changer.
Game changer for
the industry.
Yeah, a little bit of a game changer. Not very big, not too much, but little bit, little bits, little bits. That's a Rick and Morty
It's
reference.
technically a game changer because it's a game and there's changes.
There are changes. Changes.
Yes.
I'm summoning you, Seema. Are you?
Oh, you are?
Yes, because I am at the edge of the abyss. I'm at the end of the world as we know it. I have confirmed the flat Alderaan theory. I'm a flat Alderaaner. I'm afraid if you accept that summon, though, you might fall through the map. Did you get here? Oh, there you are.
I am here.
Look at this.
Oh, it looks like a big lake with
it kind of
the bottoms of mountains.
Kind of does, but then like if you turn your camera around and zoom out, you can look under. You can get a little closer down. You can look under the terrain, and then if you jump off, don't jump off. We'll jump off at the end. I have to tell you really quick.
Oh, that's cool.
You're about to jump off. You will fall pretty far down. It's not too far, but you will fall pretty far down.
Spinning
So
my
we'll do that at the
camera
end of
around.
the. We'll do that at the end of the show.
Okay.
On screen. So 5.10.2, two main things in 5.10.2, and those are two features added. So here, let's take a look at the patch notes. So Guild Heraldry is one, so we'll look at that. The preview window refactor is number 2. And then they put up here the double XP event. I don't really count that as part of the update, but that's coming on the 16th. And then they did also say, hey, here's a bunch of minor things and fixes. Did anything jump out to you? I guess we can do a quick glance through. Did anything jump out to you outside of the two main features, Seema, that you were interested in or excited about?
Well, I mean, the main thing was the double XP.
Yeah.
That's what jumped out.
There were a couple things that the guild was talking about that was happy that it was finally fixed. Oh, like the elevator thing in Star Fortress. That was really annoying. So you're running through Star Fortress, you have an active companion out. Every time you use even one of those little elevators that's just taking you like half a floor, your companion kept getting unsummoned. And when I was sort of speed running in there, doing them solo to get in there and try to get some decos and things like that, having your companion unsummon and then you run in and aggro a bunch of people was a little bit annoying. Guild experience earned from conquest has been increased, so that's useful. So although we're going to be on the bubble of making our guild conquest this week, still if we've got a shot, we do make it every other week, so it won't really be a problem. So that is pretty cool as well. That's going to be nice. We've been ranking up our guild though pretty well. What is our guild rank here on the Republic side? I think it's a little lower than on the Imperial side. What do I got to do? I got to hit the G, General, Guild level 21. That's not too bad. Doing
We
pretty
are
well.
at 12.25% XP bonus right now.
Yes.
4% CXP bonus. And 12.25% reputation bonus.
Which is...
So we've caught up to where we were on XP bonus anyway.
Yeah, which is nice. We got that going for us, which is nice. So there's that. Incorrect... Zen really liked this one for some reason. Incorrect legacy names will no longer appear in the guild window in certain situations. So from a certain point of view, your legacy name won't be incorrect.
That's right. I guess it was possible for them to get messed up or swapped around or something. That was not something I really ever noticed, because I use that feature a lot in the roster because I'm looking at my own legacy to see who still needs conquest points in my legacy.
I sometimes forget my own name, so I tend to look it up quite a bit as well.
It's Max.
It's Max. Well, all my characters are named really weird, wacky things. Sometimes... Oh, wait, they're all named Max. That doesn't really work.
Yes, they are. They're all named Max.
Hey, did you see hair will no longer clip through a variety of tier helmets which players can purchase on OSIS?
Yes.
Yes, but will your hair still flip up off the back of your head and show a big bald spot in the back of your head when you jump up and down?
I'm assuming that it will. I guess I could test that one day.
So if people don't remember,
my
this
hair
is
back to my old style.
A story Seema has told in the past where you basically re-rolled characters because of that. Didn't you?
No, I just gave her new hair. I just went to the
Oh.
Cosmetology stand.
Cosmetology stand.
And changed
That's
my hairdo.
What it's called. It's called the cosmetology stand.
Yeah, because before what I had was like that little mid-length bob, and when I jumped up, the back of her head would be bald. I'm like, no.
Right.
No. Because the back of her head is what I see when I'm playing, so it was very terrible.
So
I changed her hairdo to this like semi ponytail thing.
I think Apples is asking you if you whip your hair back and forth. Do you whip your hair back and forth?
Yeah. Can I whip my hair back and forth?
If you like,
that's the important thing.
If you like that song, "Whip Your Hair Back and Forth," look up Tom Petty and the Boss singing that, doing a cover of "Whip My Hair Back and Forth." It is epic. Yeah, nothing all that interesting here. Republic Starfighter and PvP decoration vendor is corrected. They did a little bit of an RP in that patch note. The Republic Starfighter and PvP decoration vendor Captain Nitch has long been suspected of treasonous activities. It was recently discovered that he was incorrectly peddling the Imperial Generator node decoration, and this grave error has been corrected. You have failed me for the last time, Captain Nitch. Yeah, speaking of James Earl Jones, which was the terrible impression I just did, he is voicing Mufasa in the, don't call it live action,
the new Lion King,
in the in the photorealistic new version of the Lion King. Boy, when he stops doing voice work, we're lost. The whole world is lost, aren't we? What are we gonna do for James Earl Jones voices?
I'm just wondering what the next production of Lion King will be.
Oh yes, yeah. Puppets? No, they already. I mean, that's basically on Broadway. It's basically half puppets. They haven't done claymation yet, so maybe they can do claymation. Yeah, I don't know, man. You are right, and sorry for calling you man, but but yes, they have done every version of Lion King. So yeah, it's CGI Lion King. It's looking pretty good. I just saw the trailer this week. They put out a new trailer for it, and it looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool, but it's basically just the exact same thing with updated animation. It's still animated
Yeah.
Lion King. It's just a
I mean,
different
different
animation.
voice cast. Yeah.
You know, if they did the Into the Spider-Verse version of animation, style of animation for Lion King, I would watch that. Boy, off topic here. I'll steer us back, but catch up in the post show if you want to hear my opinions of how awesome Into the Spider-Verse is from an art perspective. All right.
I think you might have let it slip.
I think I did. I think it is awesome, apparently. Frost Green Crystals are updated. Sinister Warriors Belt, blah, blah, blah. Jedi Monument Stronghold decoration is no longer floating. And apparently, which we will get to shortly, in correcting that decoration challenge, maybe that's what broke every other decoration in our strongholds. So we'll talk about that in just a second.
Yeah, maybe.
A couple
They
other.
did fix Vector's eyes, by the way. We talked about that last week, but yeah.
They made Doc reduce his rather long, elaborate, and completely humble title so it fits in the companion context window properly. He did have a ridiculously long title. I forgot what it was. I wish they would have put the old title. I do remember that popping up, though. And Vector's eyes. Here we go. They did it. They got it in. They got it done, Seema. I'm so glad. Vector's eyes now change during his romance cutscene as intended. That's good, because that was so disturbing to me every time I romanced Vector. You have Vector romanced on one of your characters, right?
Yes.
That's like a big deal for you, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's a big deal, but
if you know what I mean.
It happened.
That happened, if you know what I mean.
as pointed out here, it says romance cutscene, not romance cutscenes. So it's not like it's a huge time investment to do it.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's a big deal for Seema, if you know what I mean. So
oh my God.
I want you to now redo your cutscenes with Vector and live stream it, so we can hear you sigh with glee in the background.
I'm pushing you off this into the abyss.
You can try.
I am trying. It's not working.
I just double checked to make sure you weren't a Sork. Because it would have been happening. Zen has perfected that on his Sork healer. There, you just tried to do a knockback. I will not accept your duel. Apparently they have not fixed the Alderaan shake. Did you just see the screen shake?
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
There,
I've been noticing. That's not supposed to happen?
No, that's a bug that's been around for a couple of years now.
I thought it was like
instability
the world boss tramping down the river or something. Yeah.
It's not. Okay, so that brings us to actual features that have been added to the game. We went through this on the PTS a little bit, but here it is. One of the things we asked for, so here we can show it off. One of the things we asked for and we talked about when we saw it on the PTS was, hey, are you going to have more than just the couple of guild heraldry options that we saw on the PTS? And the answer was yes. And in fact, in order to reinforce that point, they added a blog post. They put together a detailed blog post. Who wrote this? Did Dan write this one too? Let me scroll down. Did they even say who wrote it? No, it's anonymous. It sounds like something Dan was tasked to do. Dan may have written it or commissioned it to be written. But now here's a news item blog post that talks about what you can do and all the symbols that are possible, and 50,000 possible color combinations for each symbol and 100 different symbols to choose from, and the galaxy is the limit. Yeah, I'll give them that. There are quite a few options to choose from. Not our guild logo, which is quite we talked about that. It's, here, let me bring it up. Our guild logo is a thing. It's a piece of art that we've had graphic designers that are part of our guild create various versions of this over time. It is really cool. I really like it. The fact that it's open image in a new tab. Here, let's just open up the image. A small version. But we can't really create anything that close to this with the symbols that are available. So that's a little bit of a loss, but we can get the color scheme. We can get something that looks a little bit like it. So we're going to play with it. As you scroll through the page, you can see a lot of the weird and wacky things you're able to create. But here, let's look at it. Let's look at it live in the guild interface. Now, I was going to play with this and put one up for the guild to check out, but you got to remember it does cost 1 million credits out of your guild bank to even try one out and post it. So I held off.
So our original idea of posting one and voting on it and maybe tweaking it, I don't know if that's practical.
Right. So I'm trying to get that 3D dye look kind of thing going on. So I found this little bit of a diamond shape that looks pretty good, and I figured maybe with that we can make it sort of use the grayish silverish color scheme on the no I was going to do the gray on the outside and keep the red on the inside. So here you can either just type in color RGB values, or you can use the full scale color wheel, 65,000 colors or whatever. Did they say 50,000 colors? Because I think it's technically 65,000 colors.
Yeah, it should be 65,000.
And then 2 colors for the logo. There's a primary and a secondary, and there's 2 colors for the background. So you have 4 colors to sort of play with across your options. A couple pretty cool backgrounds were added as well. So wait, let me go back to the symbols. Good number of symbols here. What did they say? 100 symbols. The numbers, the beer stein, a bunch of the versions of Republic, Imperial, and SWTOR symbols, some of the class symbols, little robot, droid, ship symbols, color crystal type symbols. Not bad. Couple of the symbols that you put over your head, like the gun, the target, the flame. So a few things there to choose from. Nothing really stood out to me as all that interesting there from the symbols perspective. However, on the backgrounds, they added more backgrounds too, and the backgrounds I kind of like. Some of them are pretty plain, like here, do you want just the diamonds or some stripes?
Right. But sometimes that's what you want. So
but yeah,
something for everybody. Yeah.
But this one, check this one out. So here, I'm gonna do this one with something a little more dramatic on the coloring. I know it's a little bit small on the stream here, but this was I thought this was pretty cool. Here, I'll even brighten this one up. Let's go up to so you can really get the effect. That I really liked that background. Sort of that's nice. Streaking colors, and there's a couple variations on that where there's like a little bit of a hyperspace color sweep. There's a little bit of a gradient you can go after, or gradients from the sides. So it's not just like a solid thing with a static border.
Right.
This was the one I was going after for our guild, and I was thinking just doing a subtle something like this in the background.
Like that. Yeah.
Either this or even go a little bit, go a little bit darker on the grayscale scheme. Our guild colors are sort of like that silver and red. So something
looks like the kind of thing you could sort of fiddle with infinitely.
Right. So what I'm planning to do for our guild, what you might want to do is I'm gonna do a couple versions of this, take some screenshots, then post it to Discord and let people vote on them. We'll get some votes in there. I kind of like something like this. We'll see what the guild likes in general. I think you can set roles for who's allowed to mess with guild heraldry. By default, I think it just starts with the guild master. So if I go to guild ranks, One step down, yeah, guild heraldry has been added as a capability, and nobody has the ability besides me at this point. If I click this button, then I think Seema is the only one who's another counselor in the guild. Seema would have the ability. So let's see. Oh, Seema has the ability. Shut it off. On, off, on, off. Go ahead. Try real quick. It's on. It's on for you. Oh, it's off again. The power.
I just want to click it a million times and spend all the gold, spend all the credits.
We have somebody's been depositing. Who's been depositing credits in the guild bank? 124 million credits. That's probably some of our big spenders.
Oh, you guys, you're
we
yeah.
could probably look. There are extensive
donators.
logs in the guild, as you can imagine these days. All right.
Yes.
So that's one of the features. Let's play with the other feature, which everyone is also quite excited about, as am I, because it is really cool. So this is the preview window.
Yeah.
And there are a handful of things that, again, we showed it a little bit on the PTS, and it's refined and working very well on production. I know it's minor, but one of my favorite things is how when you say here, I want to preview this leg item. Now watch when I click on it to preview it, my character in the preview window will like put the pants on. Like that's there, watch.
And then look at them.
Look there. Like it's like putting the pants on. You put the helmet on, and you just twist it on your head, make sure it fits real well. I don't know. It's subtle. It's just a little thing, but I don't know. I'm getting a big kick out of it.
I mean, it's unique to me. I haven't seen that before in other games.
It's
when you preview.
It's little. It's minor, but it's that kind of little detail that I think is pretty clever and nice.
Yeah.
Now, the real fun thing, though, is when you go to something like the Cartel Market and you say, hey, show me something real interesting like this unstable Peacemaker dual saber. Show me what that saber staff looks like. I want to take a look. You can preview this, and it shows up in the preview window. And not only can you preview it, but they added, remember, the animation button. So if I rotate around here a little bit and do an animation, it shows you like spinning around and using the weapon, and shows the weapon either drawn or not drawn, sitting there on your back. So you can get a really good view of what the weapon looks like.
Right. Like how long the trail is for the glow of the saber and stuff like that.
What the cycle of the animation. This is a well animated saber. I really like the unstable sabers. I have one of these on my ass tank, which I just like saying. But let's look at the two.
No, you love saying.
But I can also preview this new tuning that came out and add that in on top of this dual saber. So when I add the tuning in and look at this Executioner Lightning weapon tuning, which was just added to the Cartel Market, I get the full view of that weapon tuning animated on this weapon. Now, my mercenary can't wield a dual saber, but I could put it on my other character and look at what it looks like there. But so two things here.
Yeah.
I like that you can preview crystals and tunings and see the full animation. And two, man, look at this Executioner Lightning weapon tuning. Look how far the animation goes.
Yeah, it's a big effect.
These lightning sparks are going all over the place. Now you said it's much less on the
yes, I tried it on my blaster pistols that I have on my Merc here.
So let me try it on the blaster pistols.
Which makes sense. I mean, they're smaller.
Still pretty good. Still, it's good. The good little shocks of lightning going off.
Yeah, I still liked it. I still would buy it for how much would I pay for that?
Yeah, how much would you pay? Because I'm gonna look for it off the GTN. I haven't looked for it yet. I'm sure it's gonna be relatively expensive because it's 1,800 credits in the Cartel Market right now. This will be one. I don't have I have maybe half of the tunings. This is one I would really like.
Yeah.
I still like my existing tuning though. My favorite tuning that I always use is the defective weapon tuning, which is this one. because it's broken and busted, and there's smoke and fire coming out of them.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
But on that dual saber, on a lightsaber, especially on an unstable lightsaber for my ass tank, this weapon tuning would be really cool. And it's flashy, and it's gonna make people look at you, be the center of attention. Look at me.
It would be cool if you could do both, like broken and lightning.
If you could layer them, well, you could put one on one. I'm like I dual
That's
wielding.
true.
I could put one on, which is sort of what's showing up right now. I have one on one
Yeah.
and one on the other.
It's kind of what gave me the idea. Yeah, so it's sort of like gives you, it's menacing because a malfunction could be really painful.
Yeah. You never know who could shoot you. Could shoot myself. Who knows? It's like a goblin weapon in in World of Warcraft. And then don't forget, you can also preview mounts and see the mount in action. And if, like here,
Yep.
we can look at the Infernal Volptilla. Who was saying that this was? Oh, I think Kogas was saying on his stream that this was Kid Lee. Kid Lee was like, look at this cool cat. We're going to give away one of these cool cats. It's not a cat. Vulpine means fox, fox-like. So this is a fox mount. Foxe. Does it have a... It does not have a... Does it have an animation? It's supposed to be doing the animation. Is its eyes glowing its only animation? Must be. Yeah, that's its animation. See how its eyes turn on and off? So if
it's a cool model.
If it has an animation when you hit the play button, it plays the animation. If it does not have an animation, then the mount plays its running, its movement animation. So here on my Gladiapod, it shows what it looks like when it's running, when it's in motion. Same thing on a regular mount, like here if I do the command walker, show the command walker, it'll show it walking because it doesn't have a flourish.
Yeah.
But again, that's cool effect. Good implementation of this feature. So they did a good job.
Yeah, it went pretty smoothly too.
Well done. Yeah, well, well, did it?
Well, yes.
So,
that's an excellent point.
So tell me,
Maybe that.
tell me what's up. So there's two things that showed up. What is the first one? Guild top 10? What's up with that?
Yeah, something broken.
So what is that in? So that's 10. In Conquest, Guild Invasions, Guild top 10. Yes. Oh, yep, that's broken. So here we go in Guild top 10. So if you look at Guild Invasions, so known issue number 1. Again, I don't know how these bugs get in here. I don't know what their code looks like. That whatever changes they did this to the Guild UI. But look at this. This is all over the place.
Yeah, that is pretty.
That's weird looking. It's not even consistent. It's not even like one field did a thing.
But they did. I mean.
Oh, look.
I don't think that's from making the. Yeah, they did make a change to Guild Conquest points. So it's a little bit more understandable.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe. So maybe it crept
in there.
I mean,
it's like somehow. In that. I mean, I wouldn't call it understandable, but it's in that area. It's not like they introduce a new pet and now companions don't work.
Right. I do see a tiny bit here, a tiny little thing in here. So Guardians of the Equinox seems to have set their guild heraldry, but man, is that small? Ooh. I can't even like click on the screen and zoom in on that. That was another thing I was interested in.
Actually, that would be nice if you could click on them in this list and get their little info thing.
Good point.
Oh my gosh, some of these
Why
guilds,
can we not do that?
I want to join 312568.
Oh, that guild's hot right now. Hot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Look at how many conquest points they have.
They have. That's so many digits they couldn't even print them all.
60 trillion billion gazillion undefined. So that broke. That was number 1.
And Guild 294731 has 0. It has nil and 0.
That may actually be accurate, though. That may be the only thing that's not. Well, except for their name is probably not 294731.
Oh, and I was going to say the only guilds that have an actual name are the ones with heraldry, but that's not right because Black Rose Syndicate doesn't have, unless they have blank heraldry.
I did find a character when we did the. What was it? When we finally did the kill last week of the. What was that boss? In fact, I wrote a pun in the wicked, something wicked this way comes. What was my pun? Dreadful entity. We killed the dreadful entity last week. In the dreadful entity group that we did, 16 players killing dreadful entity, there was a player named 24601. So there you could have just a
Yes,
full
there was,
number.
but it was in words.
That is a reference. Does anyone get that reference? I got it right away. Do you hear the people singing the songs of angry men? Say something.
Yes, the prisoner.
24601.
In Les Mis.
Do not forget my name. Do not forget me, 24601. I was in the original Broadway cast for Les Mis.
I thought I had seen you somewhere before.
Yeah, I was Javert. And I am Javert. And then I killed myself at the end, and it was so dramatic. There was a standing ovation. I got distracted here. What were we doing? Yes. So, second thing that's broken. Well, I'm not going to go there because it didn't look too broken in my stronghold, but apparently most people's strongholds are pretty broken. All it is your decos are still placed, but any rotation or shifting or movement got reset in a lot of the decorations. I saw it on some percentage of my decorations, but not all of them. If you see that, and this showed up in the dev tracker, Eric talked about it. If you see it, you don't need to go and reset all of your decorations. That data is still there. It's just not being applied correctly visually. So although you might want, I mean, you can feel free to go and reset the 10,000 decorations in your stronghold. You might be better off just waiting for that one to get
I'm
fixed.
afraid that some people leapt to the conclusion that they would have to and have already started going down that path.
Did they jump to conclusions? Did they have a jump to conclusions, Matt, and jump to that conclusion? You almost jumped off the edge there, Seema.
Did they? I know. Did they say when to expect that?
They did not.
Not touching everything will come to.
They did not
a useful
say that
end.
yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to wait and see.
I bet we don't hear much until after celebration.
I bet we don't either. Because nothing's gonna get fixed right now. You're absolutely correct. I think that would be the case. All right, so with that, I think we've exhausted what's going on in 5.10.2.
I know I'm exhausted.
Next week, we'll have to decide if we're going to podcast on Tuesday and just talk about Star Wars Celebration and give our update on Star Wars Celebration. Maybe we'll do that. And then we'll hear the live stream probably on Thursday and get the PTS going, hopefully on Thursday. And then the following week, we can broadcast from Dantooine and on the PTS and talk about Dantooine. How does that sound?
Yeah.
How's that grab you,
just said.
Seema?
Fine.
And with that, let's do our little leap off into the abyss here off the edge of the map on Alderaan. And we can wrap up the show for this week.
I tried to click you in the Twitch.
I
haven't done that in a long time.
So yeah, I'm going to.
Are we going to rock it out?
Yeah, you already fell off though, didn't you? Oh, you went down. I saw.
Count us down, Mon Capitan.
3, 2, 1, click. Woo, boom. Look at that. Look at that. There's the world. End of the world as we know it. Hey, it went down pretty far.
Wow.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Yes, I like how you turned your camera back up. I didn't do that, but that's quite a view.
Yeah.
All right.
All
You came
right.
back to life.
All right. So with that, we're going to kick EPC 287 out of an airlock here to broadcast this podcast to all of you. Please keep up with us on Twitter at MaxTheGuardian, at AIESEMA. And if you know any cool people that should be playing with us or hanging out with AIE, they can check us out at aie-guild.org. From there, they can get to our guild Discord. From guild Discord, they could get into our events channel. From the events channel, they could find out where our real life meetup is tomorrow night, downtown Chicago at Star Wars Celebration. That's the kind of thing we do at AIE. We do real life meetups all over the place across all of our game communities. Definitely check us out. You can also find us on Starforge. You can jump into Discord, and on Starforge, either Republic or Imperial. We have guilds on both sides. We've been adding people week to week, get new players all the time. We would love to have you. And we will talk to you soon.
All right. Later, everyone.